let's make a trace for chub and chub, trout and perch. It'll work for them, no problems. So if you're fishing pikey water, you don't want to get bit off. It's probably best to use a trace, but we'll make like an ultralight wire trace. That'll work, like I said, for trout, chub and perch. So what we'll need tool wise is a pair of pliers, twiddle stick, a snap link and a swivel, a little bit of braid or a little bit of string, a pair of scissors that can cut through wire. And parts need to make this wire trace need uncoated stainless steel wire trace. I like the bronze colour for my waters. They're usually a bit brownish, but if your waters are greenish, then they make it in green as well. I use the 12-pound stuff because it don't kink as easy as the 12 lb. This will kink, but it just kinks less than the 10 lb stuff. We'll need a little snap, and I use a size 20 matte black cap swivel because they're pretty strong. But you can use whatever swivel you want, and you can use whatever clip you want. And I forgot, I need a cigarette lighter as well. First off, I'll show you with some cord what I'm doing, because this stuff will be really hard to capture on camera. It's so thin. So I'll just go through it quickly. Some cord. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to pretend this is a swivel or as a clip, and we'll put the wire through once and then back through, so it looks like that. Then we'll put the clip through the loop so it hinges over like that, and then we'll be wrapping as tag around this main wire like this, and scrunch it up, and it should look something like that when we're done. But it's nothing fancier than that. But I just wanted to give you a visual first of what we're doing, because like I said, this is going to be really hard to capture on camera, and I'll be nipping it with my fingers and stuff, and you won't see ideally what I'm doing. But we'll start with the clip end. Like I said, actually we'll tidy that up a little bit and just cut it so we've got a nice tidy end. So we start by putting it through once, give us a bit of wire to play with, and then back through like that. And then when you've got it, you can nip it between your fingers and then pull the clip through the loop it over like that. Keep your fingers on it so it doesn't unravel. Then we're going to pull on the main line until we get to about there. And then we'll pull it tight on the tag end with his pliers. Why am I not going to pull on the main wire anymore is because if we do it beyond this point, it'll kink it, and we don't want to start with a new trace with a kink in it. Rather it be kink free. So some good pliers what you can grip tight wire with, and just pull that tight, just like that. It doesn't matter, but the tag gets kinked. And then yeah, what length do you want it? If you're flicking around where it's close quarters and you're flicking around, you want it preferably as short as possible, but You've got to think as well, it's got to be effective for pike as well. They've got pretty big mouths, they can roll around and stuff like that. So I'd say the size of a ruler, just the normal school ruler, I think that's a foot in imperial, and in metric that would be 30 centimeters. So you don't want it shorter than that, and then you can have it whatever length you want. If you want it, you know, longer than that, just go for it. It doesn't really matter. Now is when the snap and the swivel comes into part. I usually just tie a little bit of braid on it, or a bit of string, and just tie it to anything. Anything you've got, what is it, chair arm or anything. This is just going to stop us as wire from kinking when we twist it. We're going to put twist in it, so we don't want to kink it up. So, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to put it in my fly tying vise here, and I'm going to make this leader pretty short, just so we can capture on camera what we're doing. So I'll put the clip onto his clip and swivel, and then I'll cut it about that length, just so, oh god, just so we can capture it on camera. Like I say, it's going to be a very smart, short trace, but just for the purposes of the camera. So we're going to do the same thing again as we did last time with the clip. Sometimes it's easier if we put it on the so we can get a bit better grip on it. Just make sure you get it nice and neat and tidy like that. And that should do. Now we're gonna twist it. Before we twist it, put that on there. Get your twiddle stick. Just hold a bit of tension. It just makes it easier. We're gonna heat the tag, and only the tag. Don't heat this, because it'll change the properties of it, and it'll make it weaker. It'll make it softer and weaker, and it'll anneal the steel and change the properties of it. So all we want to do is heat the tag with his lighter, just for a split second. It doesn't take much, and that should be nice and soft and ready to wrap now. So then we'll take his pliers, twiddle stick in there, take his pliers. The pliers are just keep a bit of tension on it, keep a bit of tension on the main line as well. I'd say a bit less than 90 degrees, just so it coils up nicely along the main line, and just make sure you grip it properly with your pliers. And we're just going to twiddle that up now, up the length of the main line. How many wraps? I don't know. Probably about between like 7 and 10, somewhere around there. Just take a scissors. It's easier if you push your finger in there, so you can get it nice and close, but you don't have to get it dead close, because we can correct it afterwards. So I've got a little bit of a tag hanging out. Just put it in your fingers and twiddle it, and it should wrap around nicely. Just like that. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So we'll just swap sides, and we'll do the swivel side now. So now you have to put your twiddle stick not in that loop, in the loop where the wire is. the swivel, otherwise we'll be just spinning the swivel around and not the wire. So same thing again, heat the tag up. You don't have to heat it much, just like that. Make sure you got some tension on the main line. Grab the wire with the pliers, make sure you got good grip on them so they don't slip. And we're just going to slowly, I'm at such a weird angle for this, but I'm going to try and show you on camera. Somewhere about there. I'd say about half a centimetre up the wire, and that'll be enough. Yeah. I've never had one unravel on me or anything like that. Let's remove those out of the way, wire bits. And that's it. So, got very, what is it, discreet wire trace there. No crimps, just the twist method. That's my favourite method. This one's a little bit untidy, but it was hard to do it on camera, but you can get them really tidy looking, and that should work. Twiddle stick, you can either buy them. I just made this out of a paintbrush handle and a bit of wire and bent it, and then I drilled a little hole and super glued it in place, and it works fine. Yeah, these ones are a little bit more like discreet than the ones that you would buy. As you can see, they're using crimps on these. I don't particularly like crimps very much. The presentation's not very good, and yeah, it's just more cost, isn't it? You'd need a pair of crimp pliers and some crimps. So this is a cheaper method of doing it. This is the wire I like to use. Like, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. It's just pretty cheap stuff. I think you can pick this up for what is it? About £7. You get 15 meters of it. So you'd probably have about, how many traces would you get out of that? You'd probably get like 30 wire traces out of one of these spools. It's pretty thin, and it's what is it? It's brown, so that's why I like it. And like I say, I never have any problem catching chub and trout and perch on these steel wires. Of course, if it's a bright sunny day and it's what is it, very clear water, you might struggle with a wire trace, but for the most part they do work for trout and chub, no problem at all. I hope this helps, and if you've got any questions or anything, please just leave a comment.